What an epic finale we have witnessed in the Asian Men's Champions Trophy. We all thought that the Indian hockey team was done. But in a stunning reversal, within just 60 seconds, if you look at it, within less than 1 minute, India turned their fortunes around in a dramatic style. And breaking news, folks, India have won the Asian Champions Trophy for a fourth time by beating Malaysia 4-3 in what was an epic final in Chennai. They were down 3-1 heading into halftime. Then we felt that okay, there is no way back for the Indian hockey team. But remember, in the past, they have had such stirring comebacks. And within the space of less than 1 minute, a penalty stroke, plus if you look at it, one fantastic field goal, combined with the last 4 minutes of the match, there was yet another goal, and that is the reason why India are your proud champions. And the stadium has absolutely gone berserk in Chennai. When 5 seconds were remaining, 4, 3, 2, 1, when the hooter sounded, India, champions for the fourth time in the Men's Asian Champions Trophy. Excellent effort from Harmanpreet Singh and the side. Malaysia, what an effort from them.
Absolutely, and that's the key thing. If you're looking at halves in terms of how it went, it was really, this is to use a very old cliche that's normally used for a sport like football. This was a match of two halves. Because quarter number 1 and quarter number 2, this was Malaysia's game all the way. They looked dominant, they were dominating possession. They ended up getting their, field goal, their penalties corners as well. They were very clinical. They were very dominant. They were taking those chances well. In fact, there was a review also when they were 3-1 up on that PC, because I think the Indians felt there was some sort of infringement. There was none. Ruled out at that point. You're thinking, okay, this looks like one of those games where you're going to be talking about India's shortcomings in the PC department. And that, by the way, something that still kind of remains. But the good thing was that the Indians found other ways to score their goals.
Exactly. So let me just break it down. Okay, Jugraj Singh opened the scoring in the first quarter itself, but then Malaysia, they then went on the attack. And remember, India, when it came to the center field as well as in the defensive bit, they were falling apart. They were not able to keep possession for quite a long time.
Exactly.
And because of that, one of Malaysia's key penalty corner specialists, Razi Ahmed, he managed to ensure that Malaysia were on top. Now, a bit of interesting news about Razi Ahmed. He is not only Malaysia's ultimate penalty corner specialist, he's also in the police department in Malaysia. So, a bit of discipline, a bit of order, and Razi Ahmed ensured that Malaysia were on top. At 3-1, when the halftime hooter sounded, the faces were all down at the Mayor Radhakrishnan Stadium in Chennai. And then after that, India just had a different level altogether. Helped also by the fact that one infringement occurred. Luckily, a Malaysian player tripped a particular player in the circle, in the D area, and that is why Harmanpreet Singh got a penalty stroke. Remember, the captain himself was struggling with the penalty corners. If you look at it in this match, he missed 2 out-and-out penalty corners. And remember, in the games against Malaysia and Japan in the league stages, out of 25 penalty corners, India converted just 3 of them. And because of that, this still remained. I mean, you have to give credit to Hafiz, the Malaysian goalkeeper. He put on a fabulous display. And every single time you felt that, okay, maybe India have a chance to extend the lead, it just didn't happen. He was like the Malaysian wall right there. But after that penalty stroke, Malaysia were just caught napping. And who capitalized on it? And there's one person who set it up, Gurjant. But the death knell for Malaysia came in the fourth quarter. And that was by AajTak Singh. Right towards the 5-meter area, just outside of the dotted line in the D, he put on a fantastic goal. And when that goal was scored with just 4 to 5 minutes remaining, that's it. The tide had turned. Malaysia, because they were down to 10 players, because one got a yellow card, he was sent off for 5 to 6 minutes. Even the goalkeeper had to come. And that is why you knew the match would be sealed. Excellent effort from India, and they are the only team to have won the tournament now undefeated in 2023. Remember, all the games, China 7-2, they beat Pakistan 4-0, they drew 1-1 against Japan, they beat Malaysia final, and they beat South Korea 3-2. Even here, they absolutely demolished Japan final, but here, Malaysia put them to a test where they had not been put to before. And there were once again the dark horrors of 2018 swirling all over again. Because Shane, if you would remember, 2018 in the knockout stages at Jakarta, Palembang in the Asian Games, India lost to Malaysia on sudden death in penalties.
Exactly. That was heartbreaking. I remember that. We were all covering it at that point, and it was not a good moment at all, because at that point you also then at that point you were thinking that India was still one of the favorite sides. But unfortunately, I think 2018 was a point where you started seeing a little bit of a slump set in consistently so with the Indian hockey side.
Yep.
Slump that was only reversed 3 years later once you of course ended up getting that bronze medal at Tokyo.
And Shane, you're also wondering, oh, it's going to be very tough for India. They are 3-1 down.
3-1 down at that point.
But
Malaysia were
remember,
cruising.
even in the bronze medal playoff that they had against Germany in Tokyo Olympics, they were down in a very similar manner. It needed something spectacular from India to come back and end a 40-plus year medal jinx at the Olympics. So that is why the hockey team, especially by Harmanpreet Singh, if you have to look at who was your man of the match, I would look at Akashdeep Singh and Karthi Selvam. The way how Karthi Selvam was setting up the play.
Yeah.
And also if you look at it, the way Akashdeep Singh, Gurjant, of course Gurjant was responsible for India being one down for most of the time, because his tackles, his shoddy, it was kind of shoddy to say the least. And
It was
why-
reckless. It was reckless.
it was reckless, and that is why Malaysia kind of could not capitalize on the advantage. And both goalkeepers, if I have to say, Srijesh also, surprisingly, and even Vikas Krishan, they had pretty ordinary days.
Yeah.
But the Malaysian keeper, I mean, kudos to him for withstanding barrage and waves of the Indian attack.
Absolutely.
And remember, in this Craig Fulton era, when you look at Indian hockey where it is, they are picking up from the Graham Reed era, wherein you are attacking well, but the problem was defense. Now here, for the first time, if you look at it, barring the game against South Korea, they conceded more than 2 goals. And because of that, Akashdeep Singh's goal, I think it is the goal of the tournament. I think it rivals the one that Sumit hit against Japan.
Yeah.
The one that he lobbed over the keeper from the right flank, and just at the edge, he just managed to lob it. And that is why brilliant effort from India. And this Asian Men's Champions Trophy is a very, very important win, because you are building up for the Asian.
Exactly. And again, Asian Games will be a different kind of challenge. We've seen India struggle in the past in this particular event. But of course, this time around, it was important that they get off to a good start. Of course, new coach coming in, you want to be able to show that, you're getting results, and nothing quite speaks like success.
I will take Kushagra Singh's thing about the coach effect. Now remember, Indian hockey was in transition after the end of the World Cup, because Graham Reed was shown the door. India had lost in the most unexpected way to New Zealand in Kalinga, at the Kalinga Stadium in Bhubaneswar. Remember, they were up 3-1 there, but then they tried 3-3 and then they lost on penalty strokes there as well. So, at that time, if you look at it, you had Craig Fulton. Now, Craig Fulton is someone who's had great success with Belgium, as well as with the Irish and the South African sides as well. Now, Fulton's mantra is pretty simple. Have a great defense. If you have a great defense, then and only then you can think about attacking. Now, this coach effect has had rather mixed effects if you look at it. If you in the FIH Pro League, India could have very well finished on top had they not conceded a last-minute penalty corner against Belgium. Had they not showed up their defenses well against the Netherlands. Now remember, India may very well have won the Asian Men's Champions Trophy with a clean slate. No losses whatsoever. But there is one major area heading into the Asian Games and in Paris. And this is where I will take Akash Bharadwaj's comment on hopefully gold in Paris thoughts. Akash, I will tell you one more thing. The penalty corner conversion rate of India has been abysmal.
Yeah, it's something that has been a problem for a long time. It feels like we've been talking about it for what feels like forever. And truth be told, it's just not getting better. And the only game where you were consistently good was the Pakistan game. And Pakistan were considerably weaker
And
opposition.
surprisingly, against Japan in the semi-final.
Yes.
But Akash, I'll tell you one more thing. Fine, Asian Games you may get away with it. But in the Olympics, when you have better teams like the Netherlands,
Belgium,
the
even Spain.
Kookaburras,
And Australia, of course.
Australia, and don't forget, even Great Britain is having a big resurgence when it comes to hockey. So, those teams are successful for a reason. Better penalty corner conversions.
Exactly.
Sure, in this Asian Men's Champions Trophy, you saw a lot more circle infringements. You saw a lot of high possession rates for the Indian team. But remember, possession and circle infringements do not matter. You need a higher penalty conversion. And the most worrying factor, Shane, in all of this is Harmanpreet Singh. I mean, yes, he may be the top goal scorer in this edition of the Men's Asian Champions Trophy. but his penalty corner conversions continues.
Continue. And actually, the fact is, it's not like you can actually deviate from that because he is your best drag flicker. So
Exactly.
you can't really move away from him because it's not like you have that many options to begin with.
Yep.
So in that sense, I think it's just in Harmanpreet. And I don't think it's about ability. I think it's mentality at that point that when there's high pressure situations, that how do you kind of detach yourself from that and ensure that if you've gotten, say, 5 penalty corners, you can convert at least 3 of them or 2 of them. Then you are increasing your conversion, right?
And Shane makes a very valid point about the pressure situation, because you remember against the game in South Korea, towards the final quarter, they conceded about 7-8 penalty corners.
Exactly.
But India somehow held firm, and because of that, even here, you saw in the first 2 quarters, Malaysia were dictating terms to India, and that's why it was a fantastic comeback. It's a comeback for the ages. This is the new era that India will have to chart. Maybe this is the Craig Fulton effect. Maybe strong mentally and strong in the defense wise.
Yeah.
But greater challenges await. We can celebrate this, but we celebrate it with cautious optimism.
Because Asian Games and of course the Olympics, those are going to be your major
In
challenges.
the Olympics, the European teams, especially Netherlands,
Belgium, Netherlands,
They-
and of course Australia, not a European team, but yes, probably
Australia
the gold
always.
standard.
So congratulations to Harmanpreet Singh, Akashdeep, all the brilliant performers. They have been the showstoppers. So now, next stop, Guangzhou,
Asian
Asiad.
Games.
Remember, much more is at stake. If India win Asian Games, flight to Paris automatically booked.
Done.
So that is about it. Congratulations, India. It's a great day to be a hockey fan. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. For all the comments from me and Shane here, it's bye-bye. Download the SportsTak app for all the information you need in English and Hindi. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.